Thank you very much, gents. Let's head back to our commentary team for game number 3. This one with all the marbles on the line to find our first semi-finalist
for battle.
Group B.
Thank you very much, Paul. And here we have it, the game that we've been waiting for. Game 3 of Team Liquid versus VirtusPro. I'm ODPixel, I'll be joined, of course, one. Cinderin. We're seeing the drafts, a bit of a change up. In some sense, a bit of similarity as well. This brood, once again, from Liquid. They rounded off a little bit differently with Miracle playing the Terrorblade, of course, this time. What are we thinking, though? Do you like VP's chances a little better this game? They were very quick on that 5th pick Necro.
I think they've had great drafts all 3 games. I think in game 2, I also favored their draft, but Liquid out-executed them. In this game, I have a similar gut feeling about it, but it really comes down to one of the weaknesses of VP's draft is they have pretty limited lockdown. I think Brewmaster needs... Oh, wait a second, they found Matumba.
They did. They wrapped right round the actual smoke of Team Liquid, so they open up straight away onto Matumba Man, and the rest of Liquid, they want to think about if they really want to come up these stairs into the hands of VP. They've got to get themselves out as well. They've got to be careful. Kuroki is going to try and fight. They're trying to fight here with this Metamorphosis. Is it going to be enough damage? They look towards Lil. Lil falling low. The heal coming out from the Death Pulse. It may be enough to get him out. No. Oh, the uphill miss. Can he get... Oh, the uphill miss again. Oh, not this time, though. Does finally fall. But they lose Miracle for that. That's Miracle down. 2 for 1. VP getting first blood, getting the carry. Mind Control will be able to steal the bounty rune.
He'll be in an awful position.
I mean, this... I don't know what lane he's choosing to play in this game.
Is he gonna courier snipe now as well? Come on, man. Let's go.
Overall, that
was a crazy start.
That was
like, I don't know what that was about.
I think VP, they're going to be the ones happy with that. Sure.
They should be. I think they got the first blood, they got a secondary kill. Metamorphosis being on cooldown makes this Terrorblade very weak for the next minute and a half. So, good start for VirtusPro once again. What I was getting at with their lineup is, I think Brewmaster is an integral part of their lineup in this game. If he doesn't get his ulti off, their control in teamfights is extremely limited. Then their only stun apart from that, unless you want to count Reaper's side, is a bash from Troll or a Fire Blast. So it's very unreliable for them to get good fights unless Brew has a good time, and therefore I think they have to make sure he gets off to a good start. And that's exactly what they're doing with Ench. He is helping Pasha this time, while they're playing the safe lane of Necro Ogre, which is a very strong lane against what they're facing. Terrorblade cannot do much to Necro in lane in an even
that looks
even
like a nasty lane for Liquid.
It really does. I feel like this is a difficult lane to win for them.
I was going to say, I can't see this lane going anywhere close to how it went for Liquid with the PA last game.
No, I don't think so either. The way this lane's going to play out is that this Ogre and Necro will constantly push the lane, and Ogre will go and pull the big camp. And every time he tries to do it, GH has to contest like this, and then he will take an Ignite, and maybe Ramses can get a hit or two. And then it comes down to how well they execute these moves. If they get a couple of those pulls off, they're going to win the lane. Oh, mid, putting on pressure here. I think no one will be fine, though. And he has a flask, so he's going to use that. And now Liquid have rotated down the 3rd hero. So they do want to secure Miracle this start and try to get this pull for themselves.
I mean, we saw, last game that they did a similar sort of move. They sort of sacked Mind Control's lane, which is going to be what happens again. We sort of saw this happen in game 2. He gets left alone. Lil immediately tries to prioritize rotating in on that Soul Venomancer lane.
10 for 6 against 0 for 0 CS top. Very fair.
Just two master things.
Yep, here comes Ench.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We got some creeps. Mind Control trying to juke. That did not work at all. He is actually flat out lucky. I'll tell you something.
This lane's going to go the same way as it did in game 2.
Playing Venomancer against this lane is just awful.
I mean, I'm glad you're playing Venomancer. I hope everything's awful.
It's pretty rude. Mind Control's he's a nice guy.
Oh, I mean, he is.
He's just a boy playing to win, and plays what it takes to win. He's not a malicious person. He's very friendly. Down to earth guy.
Well, actually, Kuro. That's right. We're putting this one on Kuro.
So Kuro's a dick.
Kuro, what a guy.
Benno Brood first phase.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But these lanes, as we're saying, VP, they're going to have this good lane up top, for sure. Mind Control suffering. Bottom lane, as we said, Miracle, he's not killing people, but they are securing a really nice lane for it. Look at this CS, 19 for 6 on him compared to the 6 for 0 of Ramses.
Yeah, the tri-lane has changed the dynamic of that lane completely. Kuro coming down there is making it a much easier time. The 3-on-2 is hard, the 2-on-2 would have been very easy. And it's VP deciding to put their resources more toward getting Brewmaster a good start than securing their Necro. And I think in this game, with what I said earlier, I think it's the right approach. Like, Necro will catch up a bit later, but they need to get Brewmaster off to a good start.
I was waiting for the Hadouken.
Came in, got a couple of Brewlings there, I think. Oh, they're onto solo, it's level 1.
Gross Shroud from Max to make sure that he doesn't get stoked. He's still getting caught out by the telekinesis. Dragged back into the clutches and Miracle, but that Metamorphosis damage is going to be an easy kill for the Terrorblade. This bottom lane, I mean both side lanes, as we said, VP the top lane's nice for them, but this bottom lane is seemingly infinitely nicer for Liquid, not only getting all the CS in the world, but getting free kills like that as well, very easily.
I think Ench may be lingering too long top. I think you go top, you pressure the Veno out of the lane, you kill him once like they did, and then you get out. They go bottom. And he's moving there now. I would have liked to see this 1 minute earlier, because I feel like the damage has already been done bottom, and now it's recovery time. They could have probably stayed afloat here for 1 minute ago. That Necro wouldn't have died. And if Ench comes in at the right time, they can counterplay and get their own kills. Now Lil's coming in. It's level 3, so this Ench with 2 creeps is stronger than the enemy 2 supports combined. And now he even has Medallion. He's going to bully them away and secure his Necro at a much better time now. And I think this calls for a lane swap for Miracle. He cannot be here anymore. Ench starts playing down here, he has to mirror and go top.
Bang. And get done with this GH. Quite close the gap. Just won't be there. As you see, bottom lane, it's all about how Miracle plays this. Definitely keeps himself. Actually, the supports of VP, they're looking for an easier kill. They rotate straight up to the high ground, catching Kuro on his way back towards the lane. Quite have the damage though, it doesn't look like they have. So be able to get himself to the high ground on track. Okay, so now they will indeed close back onto Miracle, coming around with the wrap in. There is no save for him. They don't get Kuro, but they get something a lot bigger. And that was a little awkward. I mean, Miracle knew they were coming from behind. And Kuro, was there no way that he could have played his way out of that?
If you had a TP on him, I think, because both supports did show on the Kuro move, making it out. He actually chooses to come back bottom. This is really surprising to me that they're doing this, but they might feel like if Terrorblade goes top at this point, that Brewmaster has too big of an advantage because of levels and obviously the extreme annoyance with Drunken Haze.
Actually, it's not an easy lane for him. I'm sure he may not die in that top lane, but he's going to get less CS than he would now. And he does also have Metamorphosis back up in less than 10 seconds, so maybe they want to try and do something.
Make their own aggressive play, I can see it. I think it's debatable. I mean, at the same time, I don't think Terrorblade wants to play against this either. Good luck, mind control. Gotta need to TP out of this one. Not trying.
What a bird!
It's such a tough. I mean, as you said, with the level deficiency as well.
He's level 4 against level 7 almost.
Yeah. It's not nice. This is going to happen. I mean, at this point, if you're mind control, you are dire side Veno. Do you just look to turn towards the jungle and stay away from the top lane? Well, it looks like the answer is no. He's going straight back up there.
I think he has to be there.
Okay. You have to have some sort of counter pressure for the Brew.
He has to be there and just push out this lane so they don't lose their tower. And if he keeps Brew in the lane for that reason, that's good. If he goes jungle, he lets Brewmaster take the tower and make any TP rotation he wants. And that's just not the way to play it. I'm positive that they need to have a hero in lane top. And I guess that's what Liquid are thinking here, is that, yeah, sure, we can put Terrorblade up there and then he's not facing the Ench, but it might be even worse.
Yeah, he's just not.
So we park our sacrificial hero in this lane, and then he's just gonna play it.
That sentry still down as well. Spider Rat.
Bottle troll, let them come inside.
That's a pause from the admin.
Thanks, Daniel.
Come on, sprites!
Shout out to Finol. Oh, that's when you know you fucked up, when you get the XP from no one. Like a trade here.
Miracle get anything more, though, that's the question. He's looking towards Lil, a little too slippery. Miracle then back. The medallion!
Auto damage!
Miracle's got to get out of there!
Okay.
For now, GH will return back to the lane. Ramsey's got the phase boost now. This makes it a little better for him. He's already starting to get some CS in this lane again, but still very much quite the difference.
Can he get this? Does he have Fateful? That's yes.
You lack
nice kill.
Discipline.
Phase Solo just securing the space for the grabbing that bounty rune. Ramsey's
Dire's
just
middle
about to hit
tower
level
is
6.
under attack.
Where are you going?
We would love to get something done with that this time. GH already being gone upon him. Ramses will pick up the 6 on that last creep. Heads over. Will he drop it down? Or he doesn't even get the chance.
Come on, Solo.
I almost feel bad.
I love Ogre's kill lanes. Love the hero in general.
I just got to. I was just so solo. It must be what most play.
I think
Overall time.
it might be.
I
Actually,
think it might be.
Could be. I think his Disruptor has also been played a lot. I think it's still Disruptor would be
It's-
my guess because he's
okay.
been playing Ogre the last year and a half or something. But before that, they didn't run it very much, I believe. But Ogre really became a big pick before TI6. I think
Hey,
leading
well,
into TI6.
okay, this is most in comparison with
it's-
other pros. Actually, only 36.
Solo has played more than 36 Disruptor games.
No, that's pro Ogre.
Yeah, but I'm
Oh, but
saying,
you're saying
he's
okay.
played more Disruptor.
I feel like he's played more than 36 Ogre games, but apparently not. Okay.
Dire's middle tower
So
is
that
under
smoke from
attack.
Liquid did not really bear any fruit whatsoever. It's just gonna get stopped off. And did they at least get a ward out with it? That might have been a ward they
Dire's
just
top
placed out of the
tower
smoke.
is under
It
attack.
was not, so they didn't really accomplish with that move. They're still playing their terribly down. So again, BP in a pretty comfortable position in this early game. Oh, no one. He takes a lot of damage here.
They're so freshly picked up by Man. They do have the mischance from the axes. Buying some time for no one. Oh! High enough level yet. We'll keep everyone alive. It comes through from Pasha, has the primal split, and on that note, Liquid will treat. But again, of course, as we saw there with the Deso, still the game of good timing for Man.
Absolutely.
So both him and no one, as we saw, pretty much just the trading farm. They were, of course, trading blows as well, bringing each other down low. But getting
Radiant's
pretty much the
middle
same
tower is under attack.
from that mid lane.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Posting at the top of the graph.
And similar to last game, at very low support levels once again.
It is.
We're 10 minutes
Yeah.
in, Kuro's level 4, GH is level 4, Enchantress is 6 though, so this time Lil has made himself a much bigger gap than the previous game, and I think Solo's over.
It's gonna be hard to do. Yeah, I was gonna say he's got the Sunder and take a free heal from that.
I think Posh is still happy with that outcome. He wants to force the Sunder so they can make a kill move soon.
Okay.
The next rotation top should be with Lil plus maybe the Ogre, and they try to kill this Terrorblade and get the tower. If Pasha would have got that split off before he got Sunder, he would have won this game. Reaper.
Dire's
Kill
bottom
Reaper.
tower
Still
is
got a
under
kill, though.
attack.
Heal for.
The pressure on this mid lane is
Radiant's middle
stepped
tower
up with
is
that.
under
Just
attack.
putting some
Dire's
onto that
bottom
tier
tower
one
is
to
under
take that
attack.
map control. And sort of game, you know, the pick, even though it was early again, but without any sort of Alk Legion, I guess they've got the axes and the poles. They do still have a bit of wave clear, but it definitely doesn't feel as sort of the, oh my
Dire's
goodness,
bottom tower
PP are going
is
to farm
under
so
attack.
much this
It's like,
game.
oh my goodness, Kuro's dead. And
You
Mind
did
Control's
your
actually in a
best.
pretty bad spot as well. So is EH, but
They're retreating.
Miracle coming into the bottom.
Dire's
He
top
could.
tower
Does he have
is
meta?
under attack.
Does have meta. Stray Ogre finding the
Radiant
Spider
are
Queen.
scanning.
They're gonna go for the scan. Does connect, but
Oh, it's a tricky kill though.
he loses pathing.
Come get
That's a really
healed.
important emphasis from Lil. This could be a kill. Slow him down. Axes. That is really, really nice.
That is it's a really big kill.
Scan into dust into the impetus hitting just before he crossed over the tree line. Beautiful. By Lil.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This game,
Pretty even though. Once again,
Ramses picks up the hood first on the Necrophos.
makes me happy. I feel like that's. See, today I think we've had 1 or 2 Necrophos picks that. Maybe it's only one.
It was just Newbee's game.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
he never got Hood. I think this is like the highest item value you can get on this hero. I think Hood and the Veil are the 2 best. And if Hood is any good in the game, I think it's your priority. Like, it makes your hero almost invulnerable. This is a really hard kill. Because now, when he comes to this Hood, Venomancer doesn't deal much damage, the Rubik doesn't deal much damage. It's literally the Brood and the Terrorblade that need to kill him. But there's only 1 stun for them to prevent.
And of course
It's
they
only
got,
the lift.
And once he's got the Ghost Shroud out,
Exactly.
nothing's coming in from those.
Yep. So you're resistant to physical, you're resistant to magical, and you can frontline. And your team can play around you way easier because you can expose yourself to fighting and not be scared of
Dire's
going in.
top
these are
tower
heroes that
is
aren't-
under attack.
Diesel Blade anytime soon. I mean, does Terrorblade nowadays build a diffusal in his standard items? It's unlikely.
I think Miracle actually likes that build where he goes Dragonlance into Manta Diffusal, I think. He might go to Diffusal first in this game by necessity, but it probably doesn't feel good. You want to have Manta against the full blind, but he may be forced.
Dire's bottom
Catch
tower
no one here in the
is
mid
under
lane.
attack.
Telekinesis back, but really to follow up in terms of control.
That really showcases the problem right now.
The world loses
Bonus.
an exquisite toxin.
My question is, how do Liquid take towers this game? If they don't
Dire's
bring
structures are
and
fortified.
move them to the same lane, I think we
Dire's
just oh
bottom
my
tower
god!
is under attack. Dire's bottom
He got
tower
blocked by the
is
spiders.
He did. He still gets the kill though.
That was damage.
Really nice heads up play there from no one, just carrying around the dust.
Dire's
GH also
bottom
in
tower
potential
is
trouble,
under
but he
attack.
picks up a haste rune. Will save his life.
Great play by GH to spawn the haste rune. So anyway, that was a fast kill. It's so weird when you look at this mid match and you're like, oh, this is farm food. And then once somebody
Dire's
actually hits
bottom
him, he has
tower
nothing
is
because he
under
goes
attack.
Deso Mask of Madness. Like, he's so fragile. It all depends on him being the one being aggressive. And I think this is a beautiful read from no one that he can just get a dust and solo killer on the entrance. That's a very big kill.
Absolutely, it's just a hero you have to play around in a way that you don't have to play around any other sort of heroes. No one, he's prepared. He knows the strengths of Troll. Especially at this stage when he has the items he has. He's got Phase, Yasha, Mask of Madness, 1700 towards the BKB. He is in a fantastic position, and you can see that in the numbers. 3k net worth, growing. No one really in all the games that we've seen, apart from VP, very strong performance. I mean, it just overall
Dire's
as well.
top
A
tower
player
is
that
under
very
attack.
rarely loses his lane. It
Dire's structures are fortified.
always finds something good at.
No one is very, very mechanically gifted, especially in lane. His weakness, if I had to pick one, is
Dire's
probably
top
his
tower
late game
has
decision making,
fallen.
both in terms of when to go in and his itemization. We saw a bit of a glimpse of it last game with the Alchemist. I think he did not itemize correctly. I think sometimes he overestimated his real strength, but he played a beautiful lane in that game as well against the Broodmother. Did very, very well on Alch.
And I think that's why.
And that's why when VP win their games, if no one is rolling and they don't mess up in the mid late game, they can be the best team in the world because they are very good at building these advantages and playing around them in that mid game. But if they make one or two oversteps and a little bit of mistakes, then they don't fall back on an as strong late game as Liquid.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, gone out. Great impression.
So they...
Dire's
Do they
structures
get a
are
tower?
fortified.
Yeah, Liquid. They get a solo kill. But can they turn it into
Radiant's
something
middle
meaningful? It looks
tower
like
is
they will be
under
pushing
attack.
that bottom lane with Veno and
Dire's top tower is
and
under
at the same time,
attack.
they're pushing mid, but once again, Matumba is slowed down a lot here.
And with the dust out.
He gets
Dire's top
bashed.
tower
Where's the
has
bash?
fallen.
Where's the bash?
I didn't need it.
He got it.
Comes in. It's too
We'll
late.
say it.
This is a very unusual Wyvern build. Like,
What's he building this game?
Radiant's
3-1-1.
bottom tower
Oh, the
is under
skill thing.
attack.
Yeah, maxing out. That's more of what the.
Dire's
mainly
middle
Max
tower
Splinter
has
Blast in
fallen.
every position, I think.
Even in the new offlane build,
I think so. I
They-
think
you still max
I think he
Splinter,
feels
yeah?
like he has to max Arctic Burn because he just doesn't get in close enough. He's too exposed, and he wants to hit these Brewmaster splits maybe. He wants to get a hit on the Troll and a hit on the Necro, and he's just too exposed without it. But low level sprint from Splinter Blast makes Wyvern a lot less scaling. Like it's hard to wave players who don't get good farm. I don't know how much I like this, to be honest. I'm not sure how much value he's got out of this Arctic Burn so far, but it's slowing his own game down. He is, however, playing as a flat-out hard 5 Wyvern in this game because they have GH on the Rubik, and at least his secondary support has wave clear for him. But if you imagine GH is playing a non-wave clear support in this game, and Wyvern doesn't max Splinter Blast, then none of the supports can push waves at all. And I think when you look at this Dire lineup, it's actually very beneficial for them to have wave clear on ports. Brood wants to jungle some of the time. Terrorblade is pretty good at pushing waves with his farm, but right now he's not the fastest in the world. Veno is similar, like a bit slow, but
I mean,
pretty good.
But then on the other side, you could look at it as in a sense where you are a Terrorblade, you're very fragile. Do you really want your team shoving all the lanes? Don't you want some of the lanes sort of on your? You want to keep them on your half of the map so you're a bit safer with the farm?
It's something you could be tempted to think, but the problem is when the waves are on your side, you don't have information, and the lack of information is more expensive than anything. Because that is what puts you at risk of dying, and you need to push the waves out. That's just how Dota works. Right? You have to push them. Oh, nice deny on the rune by Kuro. Could lead to a kill.
I think it will.
Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, Alright, that's why he backs back.
Oh no, sorry.
Radiant's courier
90
has
chest by
been
Kuro. Not enough dimensions though.
Kuro will hold back. Space is there though, no one. He's found himself Roshan and get the Reaper side kill onto Matuma. This is just a lot of good news for the side of VirtusPro. They're going to get Kuro as well. He pops the cold embrace. It's not enough to keep him alive as the Primal Split chases him down. VP, a Roshan and Aegis, 2 kills to boot. One of them being Matuma, the highest net worth on Liquid. Fantastic sequence of events there for VirtusPro, and they're going to get a tower out of it as well, potentially.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No way they can defend this. They can even go high ground, I think. They have the Aegis.
They've pretty much got Radiance. 100
Dire's
gold, and
middle
Necrophos has
tower
got it.
has fallen.
Look at that! He's setting records left, right, and centre.
This one's hard. This one feels
208 in CS. Woo.
This feels a lot harder than the last game to come back from, just because of how well all of the cores of VP are scaling in this one. Like, they're all having a great time. No one is very farmed. The Necrophos, like you said, almost has Radiance.
How the heck?
Brewmaster has
That
his
is a
stuff.
ridiculous amount of CS. I mean, sure, there's spiders in the game, but still.
Bloodlust.
Yes, so. Yeah. Already 600 GP and 19 minutes in that. Looking pretty good for VP, but then again, game 2 was looking pretty good for VP. Ended up going Liquid's way. So.
It was, but I think, how do I explain this? I feel like the last game was a little bit more slippery for them, where they could slip up and just lose control, because while Alchemist was having a great game, so was Miracle. But in this game, who is having a great game on Liquid? I don't think anyone is having a great game right now.
No.
Like, the Brute Mother had a fast Deso, he had a fast Deso and then he died 2 or 3 times. The Terrorblade, you look at the farm, it's good. It's not like they're not ahead of this Necro.
Takes so much time with Terrorblade.
It's like, there's 2 cores ahead of them.
Radiant's
Necrophos got his
middle
recipient, so he
tower
got a
is
bump in the
under
net worth. He's 9600. These 2 heroes innately don't like facing Necro until they have the Diffusal Blade, so right now the power spike is massively favoring VirtusPro. So they can take control of the map. It just seems really pretty sure he's not getting out of this one. They're saving this in snare, very nicely played by Will. Finally drops it now.
Maybe he can outplay.
May have used it too early, actually.
Okay.
He might have had to, because the creep was dropping too low. And GH, clutch, getting out.
Good job as well. Very close to having that blink.
It's just important to survive that one. Kuro, not going to get spotted by Ramses. It is nighttime, so do not have that vision. He's going to farm up the Plague Wards though. And Necro loves farming up Plague Wards. Gives him stacks of his Death Pulse, so doesn't really take any damage doing it.
Plague
He will push high ground. Okay, so this is what VP needs to be careful with on this play. If they do want to push high ground just flat out right now, they need to not get cursed next to Troll. They cannot keep Necro next to Troll. If he gets cursed, he will die to Troll alone, almost. And they need to not position their heroes in a way such that they can get like 3 or 4 hero reflection, and then Venomancer can force step in and use his ult. They can prevent that. This is a possible play. At the same time, it's just a lot safer to maybe go and clear up the last tower first, and then think over what you're next.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The fact that that Radiance can be
Radiant's
used,
top tower is under attack.
which is always nice in the team fights.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Saying Miracle get in a position to do something big. At the moment, just aggressively farming over VP's half of the map, just as far away as he can be from this push for VP. But he may have to come home, or at least
Radiant's
do
top
something to
tower
sort of
is under
offset
attack.
how much VP are achieving from this push. If no one just stands his ground with the Bloodlust. Moving on to the tier 3, passes in, he's ready to rock and roll with the Primal Split,
Radiant's
looking for
top
mind
tower
control,
is under attack.
will be forced back rather deep
Radiant's top
behind the tier
tower
4s
is fallen.
and will be ignored, but this is just space being created.
Dire's
The fortifications
bottom
being
tower
popped,
is under
they
attack.
continue to play with mind control, trying to keep him away from getting involved in this fight.
Dire's bottom
He's going to be
tower.
happy to know what? He wants to commit. He knows there's no fortification. Pops the BKB. Now he respects the fact that Miracle's there. Has got the Terrorblade Metamorphosis.
Radiant's top tower
To
is under
Solo,
attack.
it's enough damage to bring down Ramsey. Solo should be dead as well. VP will pay for that. And I think you're going to say it tonight. That BKB and commitment for the Rax a little over the top.
Yeah,
Unnecessary.
I was not feeling that play. He has like 20% HP, pops his BKB, and he has to run away towards anyway. So
I mean, he did have he had the age.
Radiant's
I
top
know,
tower
but
is under
then you
attack.
let the Aegis run, right? And then you BKB your second life. But basically, when they commit their Primal Split like that to get the tower, that's a fine play.
Dire's
But then you
top
gotta get
shrine
out when that
is
Primal
under
Split is
attack.
up. You've just used your biggest and most important spell to get a tower. Good enough, get away. But instead, VP overstay their welcome, give away a couple kills. The kill on Necro is pretty big. And now the question is, can they push again? if they have to wait for another Aegis, this Terrorblade will be getting an item.
Dire's top shrine
We're
is
talking
under
a lot
attack.
about the economy and the gold favoring VP, but Terrorblade is one of those heroes that's tricky because when your enemy's the strongest,
This
so do
down
you.
bottom. I mean, GH, he's playing around with this. He's going to go for the TP out with the back. Of course.
Well played.
Of course it's there.
Radiant's middle tower is
Well
under
played
attack.
himself there. Okay, so Troll went for diffusal. This reflection is
Radiant
a
structures are fortified.
problem. And
Radiant's middle tower
as much
is
as no
under
one
attack.
keeps scaling, he scales the reflection and has to be very careful with this. So even a 9k lead, they can get destroyed
Radiant's
in a team
middle
fight. Bad
tower
positioning,
has
bad
been
positioning.
denied. Dire's top
They
shrine
gotta be
is
careful
under
to
attack.
keep things under control. But I still am favoring VP very much in this game, more than in the last one, just because it's a 9k gold lead and it's a more organic lead, if you can say that, because it's not an alchemistic game.
For me.
This is a strong 9k lead compared
Dire's
to the 9k
top
they had last
shrine is under attack.
Miracle. Deed is going for the build that you stated, the one that you were aware that he does.
time. Just refusal.
Usual. Getting there. He's back. So he'll be there sooner than later and should have it by the aggressively.
Dire's
I mean,
top
VP
shrine
as well,
is
as you say,
under
with this
attack.
lead. Do you imagine we are going to see them play it safe, wait
Dire's
for the next
top
Roshan,
shrine
then go
has
for it
fallen.
again with the Aegis, or do they go for it now?
I think they probably should wait for the next Aegis. They can try to poke this bottom lane with a triangle split. If they get a pick beforehand, it's obviously great. That is a good kill. He has buyback. Is there going to be a Cyclone on this? Oh, we got it!
They got it!
That was point one.
That was .05!
even.
Yeah!
That was so close, wow.
Just trying to help.
Very good grab for VP to find out.
A lot of damage from that.
Dire's
That's the Veil
bottom
Poison
shrine
Nova,
is
so
under
Ramses
attack.
has to heal them up.
Can they force a buyback?
They... Oh wait, what is overnight? Bro is trying to intimidate a bit here. He's just died.
Yeah, jumps in. Kuro does have the core upgrades.
They have Reaper.
Going to be Kuro down for 50.
Dire's bottom
Himself does
shrine
not
is
have
under
buyback.
attack.
There's the buyback coming out from mind control, but the bottom rack's already in trouble. No one focusing through. The reflection starting to push VP back, and they do respect it. They will back up straight away. They won't stick around for that racks for now. They're going to be very careful how they come back in.
Dire's
Well, knowing
bottom
the miracle
shrine is under
He's
attack.
out with the metamorphosis. They don't want to mess. And they get the buyback out. They're not looking to make the same mistake that they made before, and they won't stick around for longer than Newbee. But it does mean they don't get those rounds.
I
Dire's
think VP
bottom
want to push
shrine
right away when
has
they get
fallen.
split again. Then they just go, because that I believe there was a glyph expended there, and the racks got low, and the buyback. That was a pretty big commitment from Liquid. Actually, the glyph was
still on
last time.
cooldown. Glyph was still, yeah.
So they will have that. It's tough to say, really.
I mean, I think
They know that Roshan is spawning soon, so
Yes.
it's about whether they want to take the risk of pushing with their next immediate split instead of saving it for a potential Rosh. This is obviously that 3-minute spawn window, and they have Primal Split in 20 seconds. So realistically, if they go right now, it's a pretty good timing to go. Whereas they might be waiting around for 3 minutes for that Roach, and that is probably going to be a BKB for Brood and another item, terribly.
Sure.
It's like a delicate balance right now. They're still getting very good farm.
I think one thing that's been quite impressive for me is the way that they are playing around the Brood this time around. You know, this is not a free game from a Timmerman in the sense that he's getting on the farm in the world. Of course, he's a Brood. Eventually, he will find that farm. But they've killed him 6 times. They've managed to catch him out of position. They've read the way he's been playing the game, and they've punished it.
Got Radiance. Speaking of Radiance burn, fighters, that's up.
A lot of spiders die in this game as well. Look at that.
70 for Troll.
That is a lot of spiders fed. And to a hero that's sure you have ways of clearing them with the axes, but you don't expect that many spiders to die to a Troll.
That was like 7% of his net worth. That's actually... That's a criminal.
Got it
13. 13. Enchant onto Matumba. He still doesn't have the BKB, so can't break out of this one. He can run away though. No dust. Kuro is on backup, so Roche with an early spawn here. This should be a VP Roche if they go and find it right now.
I like that as well. Ramsey's sort of worrying me. He did have the BKB queued up, but I think Lincoln's is just so much better to have on this hero, isn't it? Getting the BKB, it's just never really an item that you want to buy in the neck.
He's just worried about getting cursed next to Troll.
Radiant
That's gotta
are
be it.
scanning.
But I would also like Shiva in this game. I think it's a very strong choice when you're playing against Terrorblade. Slow up all the illusions, slow up the brute attack speed, get in their faces.
Roshan has
Like
fallen
this is
to the
definitely a good choice as
Radiant.
well. I feel like Ramses is one of the best cores at
Radiant's bottom
itemizing. I
tower
think
is
most of the
under
time
attack.
he makes very good decisions.
Yes, definitely.
So I'm not questioning the Lincoln against what he's facing.
No, I
Radiant's
know,
top
I don't
tower
think it
is
was an
under
easy
attack.
choice for him. I think he's had multiple items up in the air here.
Sunder and the curse on himself, of course.
Regeneration.
Yeah, Sunder as well, absolutely.
How many?
That's a bit too cute,
The stench of
Poking and PP. Of course, keeping some good split push pressure on though with the illusions. As we can see, this top tier 2 nearly falling. Lineup will be the Skadi. Lil about hunting him out, but Miracle's out there with the TP. And his farm's still in a pretty good place in comparison for Ramses. Obviously, he's with Stone the Man. There is no one who's 604, clear 5k against ahead of both carries in this game. This is just incredibly farm for a Warlord.
Oh, that's an incredibly dead mind control. Oh, they wasted Sunder too.
Is under attack.
Miracle has the map.
Dyer's bottom
Wait, who did he
barracks are
sunder?
under
He
attack.
sundered someone else. He was trying to save mind control, but
Dyer's
casted on
bottom
an enemy,
barracks
so
is
not
falling.
available. This lane.
I mean, this is mind control down for a minute. He has no buyback. That will be a
Dyer's
clean
bottom
racks with
barracks is
VirtusPro
falling.
down bottom. 20k gold lead now. I mean, we saw them get a lead and
Oh, Kuro's died? Hello? What? He needed one more hit from the fire brutal. Solo being ogre.
I know you are, but what am I?
I mean,
This hero is so funny.
this game 3 scene. Do you see
he
Liquid
stole
turning this
Bruce
around?
Did he steal Bruce Split? Did I see it now? I think this is Liquid's moment of opportunity. They have to use this. BKB timing, surprise Bruce Split if they didn't see that being stolen. Can potentially get a Cyclone on the Necro. Bruce Split is actually one of the best counters to Necro in the game, as we're going to see. Let's have a look at this Sunder now. Oh, he actually is. This is past that Sunder point. Just getting the Rex here. But Bruce Split is really good against the Necrophos because you can dispel Ghost Shroud with the Storm Panda.
That's true, yeah. That dispel is ridiculously powerful.
Even with...
Oh, no one!
Alright, he's committing for it.
Oh, and he's got it! I mean, this troll Warlord, no one. The best troll games I've seen in a while from anyone.
He's closing in his 25 as well.
Missing split. That final split. See it go to use. Ramses.
Dispel it, but Ramses 4 staff.
Follow-up stun, but they have the damage. Reflection from Miracle. Moving over the Metamorphosis. Passion comes in with the clap. Him himself has the original primal split. Turns towards Matuma Man. Dust is out from as well from Lil. They got the vision onto Matuma, but they don't quite have the damage. They have to get out of there. With Ramses down for a minute, the rest of VP, they've got to be very careful about trying to take this fight. No one is around.
Perfect whirling axis. He caught Matuma Man on the high ground.
And they've got the curse as well to buy time to set up onto Lil.
Wounded
That
to my
was a terrible
heart.
buyback. Or, sorry, yeah, terrible buyback. Still, it's pretty big. It does cost VP their Radiance Necro.
They're big
I don't know
kills.
why I mentioned his Radiance. It's completely irrelevant for that, but it died.
But it does, as you say, it slows down Miracle on his design progression, which is stunning.
There were a couple of plays in that fight that I feel like are worth highlighting. I think GH's engage was really good. He blink, broke the Lincolns, lifted, tossed him in, Bruce Split, dispelled the Ghost Shroud, and that's why Ramses got killed off eventually. At the same time, the Bruce Split from the actual the dispel of that just kills the Terrorblade illusion as well. We haven't really mentioned that in this game. And that dispel, I think Miracle had like 3 illusions out. He had 2 Mantas and 1 Conjure Image, and they both, all 3 of them just insta-died to that AoE dispel from Brute. So keep an eye out
nasty.
for that.
You're right. That is an interaction. We don't really see Brewmaster versus Terrorblade.
No. The Terrorblade illusions need to be... I'm not sure exactly how much health Terrorblade has to have before the illusions don't die to that, but I think about 3k.
Yeah, I was going to say, even then, they're going to be incredible.
They're going to be low,
You
for
have
sure.
to have a lot of stats. Maybe after the Skadi, you're close to keeping, but I don't even know if the Skadi would be enough.
Let's go time again for VP. I got 35 seconds on Metamorphosis currently. Charge feeling confident. And Bruce Split is now available. So we're probably going to see Pasha just blink in and split, and Troll will go to work on the tower.
Yeah, I mean,
Cyclone up the Broodmother or the Terrorblade should be able to get the tower, but they might not be happy with that. Like, that might not be good enough for them.
What are you taking?
Cage is
on?
out. Okay, that's
Yeah.
why they didn't go.
But he's got the Lincolns ready to swap to the slot. What is he taking at 20? Is it still the Whirling Axes? Because the Whirling Axes have done a lot this game. Having that reduced cooldown.
The magic resist.
Alright. I mean, it makes sense. Like, he does want to be the one on the front line, not dying.
The thing is, you have one BKB, right? And
Yeah.
during that BKB, well, the magic resistance doesn't really matter either, does it? But he's expecting to go in, pop all his stuff,
Yeah.
take one good fight, and then get out. It's debatable. I don't know. Oh, next. Nice against Terrorblade. Until he gets BKB.
Just using the Primal Split here, because about to slip.
Gotcha!
Might as well get a use out of it.
Yeah.
Or it goes.
Wait a little bit. Lil has very quietly just gone really good. He's actually overtaken the Venomancer. Head of one of the Here
Dyer's
comes no one!
structures are fortified.
That didn't really yield anything.
And but it gets the
They got a glyph.
It gets the glyph out, and then
Master still
Dyer's
can-
top tower is
This
under
first.
attack.
well, he's got the AC as well now.
There's a lot of tower damage to demolish. Has got the Cyclone off on the Brew. So this is a moment of opportunity for Liquid for like a minute until this Brew split is up. If they want to make a move, they can try it. They know BKB is on cooldown for Troll, and
They're gonna do it.
insta-go. It's kind of the play they have to make. Their backs are against the wall. They can't just let this happen again. Then they lose 2 tier 3s.
Do you know if did that
Their glyph was
observable
burnt.
board catch a bit of it? That
I-
got down in mid.
Coin.
Because I think some of them were outside of the base when they spoke, but
They just pinged mind control. They saw
Radiant
him break
are
smoke to
scanning.
hit the creep waves, and this moves not. So Liquid's job with this smoke now is to get good wards out and try to set up a foundation to take a fight at Roche, because it should be VP's next objective to go for that next Roshan again. And if Liquid lose that fight, they probably lose the game. They just expended their glyph, so that's on the long cooldown, and Brewmaster can use Split again. That's a guaranteed tower, probably some Rax damage, and if the Troll gets to hit at the same time, you know how it goes.
Miracle's still not quite having his Skadi. He's close. 1,000 gold and it will be there. Actually, I'm sorry about it. 2,000 gold still.
Yeah.
That he's missing out on, so
He lost a lot of progression.
X of that. But they can hold. They can wait for the stage of the game, and seeing that the high ground pushes aren't super easy. They do have to sort of get these aggressive jumps off successfully, as you say. Eliminate someone with the final split. Actually, then it becomes a lot easier breaking the high ground. But as it is, Liquid doing a good job of holding VP at bay despite being 18k in deficit.
So Liquid Smoke didn't work. They got a ward out. It's something. But they have one more left on Kuro. They still have to have this Roshan in the back of their mind. I don't think it's going to work again if they let an Aegis and a Cheese go the way of VP. They have to try and take this fight. It's really difficult. VP, they have to assume that VP will have some sort of vision in the area, which they actually don't right now. It's surprising to me that VP haven't covered that area at all. They've placed them even deeper in. This could give no one an opportunity. Alright, he's just gonna... Kuro missed high ground. Didn't matter. I'll cut before it anyway. And now Liquid played again. It's gonna farm a bit. This is gonna be relatively quiet until nobody wants to engage into this. And it's completely crazy. Kills a kill, right? Didn't use a BK. Battle Trents. And Liquid do manage to get a D-port up there. Bust them.
No, they are ready to try and push in. They know that there's one man down.
I don't think this is the time you want to go.
No?
I think they could have waited just a little bit for the Aegis. Like now they're just feeding away a Brew split up here, more or less. Maybe they don't give a damn apparently. They got the tower. So the reason I'm concerned about this for VP, they're getting some really good damage onto the
They're
Rex.
getting a lot of damage onto this Rex.
They're splitting back in toward mid. They are not getting the Rex though. And
Ooh, that quick blink.
clutch play.
Oh, he's gonna get out. Oh,
Okay.
Pasha.
So I think that highlighted what could have definitely gone wrong here.
Yes, if he
could've-
slipped
could've
up
been
there.
caught and died.
Yeah.
And now that their abilities are down. If meta wasn't popped there by Miracle, they might not have been able to get this Roche safely, but I think VP will feel pretty safe about taking this from Metamorphosis is on cooldown. And now the Glyph is still on cooldown as well, so the next Now, I was just uncertain. I feel like that's one of those moments where sometimes you push them and it's difficult
And it
to find
could have
the
been
balance.
fun.
And it could have
backfired.
exactly. It could have backfired, but they kept it under control. They didn't get too greedy, you know? Troll hit what he could, hit what he could. They didn't fully commit.
Oh, Ramsey, he wants that kill.
If they fully committed on that, that could have gone really bad. But they did a good job. Oh, is that Stolen Reaper?
Oh, I think it is.
Oh,
Hey.
that.
Well, you know what the strat is now, isn't it? You go in, you feed your life away as the Terrorblade, Sunder, your Reapers.
That is a very likely play.
If he just buys an armlet, leaves it on active, and then goes for the Sunder Reaper.
Okay, I think that's unlikely. But the first part of the play is definitely a possibility. If they communicate it well,
Yeah.
that is an option they didn't have. We got the Brewmaster.
Oh, do we have to damage things? It's close. It's enough with the soul burn of the Orchid. They'll take down Pasha.
Dire's middle
And they move
tower
towards mid,
has
see if they can get some more out of this. They've got their eyes on no one. No one forced back, turning towards Matua Man, pops the BKB. Miracle on the front lines, he's in a lot of trouble, but he'll be forced back, cold embrace. Miracle will be fine for now. No one falling low. Liquid, we see if they can catch anyone else on the retreat of this, but again, these are the sort of defenses that we saw in game 2, where it's good news for Liquid. They push VP back, they get themselves a key kill out of it as well.
I don't think he was ready for that Reaper side. I don't think he knew that GH stole it on the Brewmaster. So they get a little bit of a pick there. It was only one kill though. The tier 3 in mid is now down as well. So 2 exposed lanes of barracks. Glyph is ready for Liquid. But the moment that Glyph goes on cooldown,
Solo's
it's really
position,
dangerous.
Gotcha! Will dispel the smoke. They'll come hunting for him.
I'm Ogre.
Out of them.
Oh wait, Travis.
Hurricane Punch. Miracle has to be careful. He does have Sunder. Needed. No one won't commit. Illusion's causing quite the issue for him. They're actually going to look about. Playing with him as they pop the link. VP are there in full force on the mid lane. Liquid have to be careful how they take these fights, especially outside of the base.
They're just buying time for them. I think VP would have been way more kill hungry there if Pasha was alive.
Look at Matua position. He could come in and try and catch up with the fusion. There we go, GH gets right in. They get the catch. Have they got the damage? Ramses gets ripped through, gets the BKB off. It doesn't matter. The physical from Miracle's too much. Ramses is gone for 80 seconds, and Liquid aren't done. Winter's Curse to hold Lil in place. They'll take down Solo. He's not taking any damage once he's in range of it, but finally goes. They get another use out of the Reaper's Cypher as GH comes in with the culling blow to take down the Enchantress, and VP lose 3. This is looking spooky. We're starting to see some of the issues that the VP had in game 2 coming through again here in game 3. Despite this massive lead, some misplays that are costing them heavily.
This is the thing, when you're playing against one of the best teams in the world, in this case, the best team in the world, you can't slip up. Like, you need to stay focused the whole game, and it's really exhausting and it's stressful, but
Radiant's
when they slip
middle
like
tower
that,
is under
Liquid
attack.
counts on that. They saw Brewmaster just
Dire's
spawn.
middle
mid-lane.
barracks are
No
under
one.
attack.
Yeah.
Radiant
Trying to
structures
get something
are
done.
fortified.
He's trying.
The
Top lane as well.
The reason this is awful for them is that Brewmaster isn't next to the Necro, so they're actually not fighting ready, and Liquid identify that and just immediately go for it.
Can he get the
middle
rack?
tower
He really wants to. He's going to have to think about running. Does manage to get the glyph out,
Structures are
indeed.
fortified.
Still throwing around with this. Mind control. Looking for the chase down onto no one. He's going to be able to blink out. He should be fine with the blink if he can. Oh, he's. Yep, there we go. He's fine. Oh, GH. Trying for the hunt.
Oh my god.
He's so good at that passion. He's ready with the blink each and every time as the primal split ends.
I want to commend VP on that play though. That was really beautiful. How
they redeemed themselves from that little.
They managed to avoid losing barracks and just buy a lot of space after a really unnecessary play from Ramses, just being alone in middle without any coverage, no Brewmaster around, and just getting caught out and killed. They have to pay respect to their opponents. They have to know that Liquid will try to make these aggressive moves even when they're behind. It's their way back into the game. Currently, again, Ramses is... this time he's not as far up, but he's still a little bit alone, and will start playing a bit more defensively. See Pasha with Kuro as well. And VP did force a glyph, and that is important.
That is the bit, because we've seen Pasha in a position on these racks. They bring them down very quickly, both of these cores.
If VP get to the dive base now, they get a lane. I think the challenge for them is to get there now. Oh, that's not a good blink. And this time VP are more better in a better position. They're more
better.
better grouped up around, but no waves in the good face. Keep it in mind. Pushing this out. Terrorblade going to bottom. They send illusions out mid. Top wave is already pushed, so they don't need to worry about it. Aegis is currently expiring for Troll. Could be another moment of opportunity for Gohan. I still think VP should try for a push without Aegis now.
I mean,
now that Gohan is down and there's 2 exposed lanes.
I don't know, man. He's pretty much got a completed butterfly on Terrorblade. You know, Miracle's getting to the point now where he is a huge threat in terms of damage out.
This man, I don't think it's going to get easier. Brewmaster's going to start falling off. Terrorblade is reaching point of critical mass. They've built all the advantages they need with these exposed barracks, with the glyph on cooldown. They just need one wave to reach base and smoke on it.
The interesting step.
There we go.
That's some good cooldown efficiency from that Midas.
Oh, they see me.
H, he's got the primal split again. He's ready to lead in onto Solo. No one trying to get his way.
Damage.
Miracle's got a DD. You got to be careful. So they pop the diffuser blade down. Miracle forced back. Now he turns with the Skadi. The controls there onto no one, bringing him down low. Turns towards Solo. There's a lot of punch coming out from this TV, and Solo will fall. Miracle, they've claimed to. They do lose Matumba Man Brood. Can they kill Miracle? This is the big kill that VP absolutely need.
He has Sunder. It's broken. Necro's broken.
They can finish this off. Miracle low. Forced up. Jump forward here from no one. Kuro. Oh no! He's under Kuro!
Wait, what?
That was not the plan. He wanted to get the full health. It doesn't look like it will matter. Maybe it will. And Pash is coming in with a wraparound. Kuro's gone. Miracle now in trouble. Pash is hunting for him. The buyback's coming out. They know they have to keep Miracle alive. He does not have money for buyback. He will be fine there, but a bit of a blunder this time coming out on Liquid's side. He needs to make sure the Sunder's the right target.
But Troll bought back as well. If Liquid find an opening with this just newly purchased Hex, they could win the game right here with the Troll kill. He's so aggressive. Like starting to farm those creeps at that moment is like the most cocky thing I've seen all game. Like,
I mean, that's the VP we know.
Yeah.
Oh, we wouldn't have any of
them. They need it.
Very cool. Who's going to make the jump? As you said, at this stage of the game, as it normally does go, 45 plus minutes in, it's all about these buybacks, you know, whatever it is. Ramsey's Pash is going to jump in on the back with the BKB looking for Miracle. Mid lane, back towards Ramsey, he's falling low. The BKB not helping him at all against Matumba Man's right click. Solo's down. Can they chase for more? They're looking for Ramsey. There's the chase. They have the diffuser blade. GH will look for the grab, but again, the stolen primal split. He's using it to move in for more. No one's trying to break it back. Miracle falling low. Miracle, he's gone. Miracle's down. No buyback available for 100 seconds. Can they get anything more out of this? Mind control drops the poison Nova, but he's out as well. 3 heroes down on Liquid without buyback. And this Rubik may just be about to join them. He has the blink. This is wasting time.
Yeah, it really is.
If GH can continue to do this, this will buy crucial time for Liquid to come back in the game.
Seconds, GH.
Keep it going, boy.
Come on, GH. 60 to go.
He himself has buyback, but Superman's still alive in the mid lane, eyeing up Lil. But look at this push. Ramsey straight away down the mid. The TP's going through. VP ready to try and clean up the base. With no Terrorblade or Venom for over a minute. This may even just be game over. VP moving towards the top racks. They'll take it. They'll get the Megas. I think at this point they realize that this Terrorblade does not have money for buyback. He's not coming back into this game before it finishes by the looks of it as the tier 4 starts to fall. GH to fall as well. And it is indeed game over. GG is called. VirtusPro take the series 2-1 against Team Liquid. And some very impressive performances from them today. Even in the game that they threw away, it should have been their game to win in the way that they played overall. They did slip up, they paid the price, losing game 2 to Liquid, but game 3 back on form. And despite, again, a few errors, overall, very impressive performance.